Not yet. Hello. Well, we were editing the last video because we ran out of storage. It cut off in a weird place, so we had to kind of, just zhuzh it a little. It kept running back to the beginning and me saying hello, and Reagan is like losing it every time she hears it.
Because it was just really funny, like the accent, you were like doing kind of like a Russian accent, you were like, hello. And it just like, every time it restarted, I just couldn't keep it together. Has nothing to do with the wedding, just everything to do with our trying to vlog about the wedding.
Okay, so we left off as the boys were about to leave the church.
Yes. So basically everybody lines up outside the door on either side, and the bridal party comes out first, and then the grooms came out, and everybody kind of like puts their hands up and stuff, and like sort of like waves and stuff, and then they have these little sticks that had really pretty blue and white ribbons tied onto them, and then bells, and so like you kind of shake them and they make a pretty noise, and it's just kind of like, hey, like, I don't know, instead of throwing rice or something else like that, it's just pretty. So so that was very nice. And then everybody just kind of like gathered around and congratulated them, and it was really nice. And then we ended up meeting up with Dalil's mom and stepdad, and they were kind enough to give us a ride out to the chateau. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, the city, as we got out of the city, things started getting greener and greener, and then there were these big fields of weed, and it looked actually a little bit like Eastern Washington with, like poplar trees as wind breaks and stuff like that. But then there were these little French villages that were so picturesque. Reagan actually took a video. It's on this playlist. She took a video of them, or of just what it looks like driving through the town and when we got to the chateau. So that's worth a watch if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like Beauty and the Beast, as Sonia was pointing out.
we rewatched the beginning of Beauty and the Beast a couple times, and we're laughing because there's a remake.
Hey Girl!
Called Hey Girl! And it's hilarious. So if you're ever in the mood to lol.
Yeah.
Ricky gave me that one when we were back at DigiPen.
It's very funny.
Anyway, so we drove out to the chateau, and we waited in line to get pictures with Dalil and Tony.
And we should say this place was amazing. It's a beautiful chateau, and of course it was like surrounded by a moat, and on the back there's like a terrace, and there's a little lake and an island, and oh my gosh.
It's a moat that was fed by a waterfall.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It was like, what?
Yeah. It was like, this is the definition of picturesque right here. Couldn't be prettier.
And we got our own rooms, which was really nice because we said, like, we're okay sharing a room.
Yeah. We're sharing a room at the Airbnb. Like, we basically lived together for a few years. Like, we're totally fine with it. So
we got our own rooms. We got video tours of those up.
Yep, those are up on the thing. And they were just so pretty. And they had bathrooms, which I was really surprised, because I feel like a lot of times, especially like in Europe, if you're traveling sort of in older, places, like you share a bathroom or, I don't know with how many people, but generally you don't get your own in a room or whatever. So that was very surprising and really cool, actually.
Yeah, and there were also big bathtubs.
Yeah, I took a bath. It was so nice.
Me too. It's kind of my jam of lamb.
Yeah, me too. And especially after we danced. So, it was just a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine. They had a little cocktail reception out front first. Then we went up and changed into our gowns and our Givenchy jewelry that Dalil and Tony gave us. It was really pretty. And we both just felt so amazing. Just the whole thing was so wonderful.
Yeah.
And
wow. I felt, wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I felt like I was getting married.
Yeah. It was just so cool. And we went downstairs, and then the dinner was several courses plated, and we started off with a gazpacho, that was like a tomato and garlic gazpacho. I kind of skipped over actually the appetizers at the cocktail thing, but there was this ham.
Oh yeah, it's like the ham. It's like the most expensive you can get, and I'm not joking when I say that it can cost like between $800 and $1,000 an ounce. Like that ham.
Yeah, in the U.S.
There was somebody shaving pieces of it off, and Reagan waited on the sidelines because her beautiful Jimmy Choos were going, like, they were, like, aerating the lawn.
Yeah, completely.
So she waited at the table while I, like, took my much less expensive, but still fabulous shoes over to, like, bring hors d'oeuvres back to her. And
I was able to, like, kind of get around just, like, on my tiptoes for a while, but at some point, like, because I've broken my ankle before, like, at some point that kind of puts a little pressure on my feet in a weird way. So I was kind of like, oh, this is maybe not so good.
There were kids, like, hanging out at that table waiting for the ham to, like, hit the serving plate, and they would just snatch it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these kids have no idea how much money they're eating right now. Kind of like that time when I discovered caviar when I was 8.
Well, we were kind of like that, too, because we were like, let's go get more of that. I was like, can we just have that for dinner?
It was incredible.
Down. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Worth it.
But yeah, the plated dinner. So we had, the gazpacho, and then next was a foie gras with passion fruit. Yeah.
Interesting pairing, but it totally worked.
And I've never really been a big fan of like foie gras or anything, but this was wonderful. I also learned that you're not supposed to smash it on the bread.
Oh yes,
thanks to the gal sitting next to me.
Sylvia told us that in France they don't spread things like foie gras like butter onto a bun. They like use the knife to like place it on there and then eat it.
And I was treating it more like a pâté, I guess. So anyway, so I learned a very interesting little tidbit there.
Yeah, I actually used that tonight when I was Taylor Swifting.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And then let's see. So there was that. Oh, and then they brought out this white fish. Did we think it was marlin maybe or something?
Based on the word starting with M and looking kind of like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it was so good.
A la Provençal, which was like I was over gnocchi with gnocchi with butter and dill and oh my gosh, it was to die for. So good. And then they brought out a veal, 2 little veal cutlets with asparagus, with some Parmesan. And then there was a cheese course. And
I missed the cheese course. It was during my disco nap.
Yeah, she took a short disco nap.
Dinner didn't start until like 10, which I guess is normal here, but I was like fading fast. It was no way was I going to be able to party without a disco nap.
Yeah. But I had the chèvre, which was wonderful. And of course then they had like wine pairings for each course. So they would, come out and like fill up your glass. So the early courses started with white wine, and then the later courses went to red. And then their dessert was croquembouche.
That was so good.
Amazing.
It was like a tower of little like mini cream puffs that were like creme brulee. Oh my god, that's the best way I can describe it. But imagine that, but like 10 times better.
It came out with like fireworks. It was like these things on the side, like just going off. Like it was so crazy. Yeah. So pretty. Yeah. And it married like 2 of my favorite things. It's like, oh, here's this, cream puff.
It also married 2 of your friends.
Yeah, totally. Oh man. Yeah. It was like, hey, here's your favorite creme brulee and, cream puff together, married into one amazing dessert.
Vive la France.
Vive la France, for sure. Yes. Do you think we should pause here?
I do think we should pause here. And pause.